Good morning, YouTube. Are you ready to learn how to make Snickerdoodle cookies? Let's get started. First, you want to preheat your oven to 375 degrees. With some ovens, you may want to lower the temperature down to 350 degrees. This you'll just have to test out. First, you want to start by melting 1 cup of butter, or margarine also works. While the butter is melting, I'm laying out my foil. You want to make sure to put the shiny side down, that way the cookies stick less to the foil. While the butter continues to melt, go ahead and spray your cooking sheet with non-stick cooking spray. Normally you want to add 1 cup of brown sugar and half a cup of white sugar, but today I seem to be out of brown sugar, so I'm winging it with white sugar only. And now to add 2 eggs. Add 1 teaspoon of baking soda and half a teaspoon of salt. One teaspoon of vanilla. And 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. And now stir all of these together. And now it's time to add 2 3/4 cup of flour. I find it easier to add 1 cup at a time and stir it in. And now for the 2nd cup. Now for the 3/4 cup. You want to make sure to get all the flour off of the sides as well. Now that the dough is firm, it's time to make our cookies. Now for rolling out the cookie dough, I like to take about a teaspoonful. Roll it into a ball, and then place on your tray. I highly recommend taking your rings off before you do this. Also, you want to keep your cookies separate, otherwise they will expand in the oven and they could collide with each other if they're too close together. Now it's time to put the cookies in the oven for about 6 minutes. Once the cookies start to spread out, you'll want to sprinkle them with cinnamon and sugar. Remember how originally I said about 6 minutes? Well, that depends on the pan. I have found that the darker the pan, the quicker the cookies bake. This has been 6 minutes, but if you look around the edges, they're not brown yet. So I'm putting them back in for another minute. And while that tray is still baking, I'm making up another tray, and this one's going to be, this is a dark pan, so the cookies should bake faster, hypothetically. How to tell when the cookies are done? You want a golden brown color right along the edges. It also helps if you just lift up the cookie and look on the underneath side. If it's a golden brown, then it's ready. I like to leave the cookies sitting out on the tray for about a minute while they cool off before I transfer them to the foil where they will continue to cool. And here is a visual on the differences between cooking on a light colored cookie sheet and a dark colored cookie sheet. This set of cookies and this set of cookies were both baked at 375 degrees. This was on the light sheet for 9 minutes, and this was on the dark sheet for 6 minutes. One of the differences you can tell is here, there's already little bits of burnt parts of the cookie here, whereas this one's a light golden brown. Also, these cookies flattened more while these stayed puffed up. And we're done making the cookies. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please subscribe. Thank you.